Howdy, y'all. Welcome to another episode of the Rainbow Crossing Podcast, a podcast where Gen X and Gen Z discuss life's challenges and how we face them as queer people. We have these open conversations to foster a sense of community through different perspectives. My name is Julio Guzman, and with me is...
Daniel.
Daniel!
How
am I?
How are you?
How am I or how are you?
I don't know. I don't know how I am.
I'm feeling good. You're feeling a little pinky.
I am feeling
Is
pink.
what it seems like.
Yeah.
Because you're just all decked out in pink.
I think my skin is going to be very pink in a few days.
Oh, yeah, because you're ready to go to Mexico.
Since I leave for Mexico tomorrow.
Yep, you sure do.
For work for 2 weeks.
For 2 whole weeks, what am I going to do without you, Daniel?
You're going to be lost.
I probably will be. I'm going to come home and be like, where is everyone? And then I'm going to quickly be like, actually, this is kind of a vibe.
It is a vibe. Because you were not here for the last, 4 days?
Yeah, I went home.
And that was a vibe for me.
Yeah, I'm sure that was a vibe for you.
Yeah.
I'm sure you love to be here in the peace and quiet while I'm away. Yeah, so I went home to visit my family for Mother's Day, so I was gone this weekend. But I had the best time with my family, which is, I love my family, but it's very rare where someone goes home and they're like, oh my God, what a good time with my family, blah, blah, blah. But I was honestly enjoying it so much that usually after like a day, I'm like, it's time to go back. But I stayed one night there, and then the other day I spent the whole day with my family. But before that, I was somewhere else, not here. But anyways, I was with my mom, and it was such a good time. My whole family, my nieces are in town, my sisters are in town. This was the first time we've all been together in a very long time. We were all just doing good activities and finally having a good dinner, and there was no drama, and everyone was just wanting to have a good time, and that's what we exuded. And I was very happy that I honestly wanted to stay another night just to be with my family, which is very rare that I'm wanting to stay that long. It was nice for it to not be exhausting.
But you have to put in work, like any relationship, even family relationships.
It was Mother's Day, and I don't even live over there, but I feel I had to plan. I had to plan things for things to roll differently than they normally do.
Yeah.
And I did, and it was nice because my sisters had a good time. One of them was like, I haven't laughed this hard in so long, and that just brought me joy. And then my brother-in-law was like, this was the best family gathering event we've had ever. Wow. And I was just like, honestly, we didn't even try hard. So see the good things we can do just by putting a little bit of energy and a little bit of good mindsets. And hopefully now they want to hang out a lot more, which I'm down for.
And you were the architect of that.
And I was the architect of all this.
You basically saved your family is what I'm hearing.
I didn't want to say it, but I'm glad you said it.
Wow.
It's been my goal my whole life to save my family from hell.
Well, I mean, I've met a couple of your sisters, so I'm not sure how that's going.
Yeah, I know. Shout out Jackie and Yesenia, because they are crazy. As am I. I'm not just being shady to my sisters. I'm also a little crazy. And that's why it gets chaotic, because we're all crazy, and then we all get together, and then it's crazy versus crazy. And it's like, no boundaries, no walls. We're going at it like we were kids again. And there was something a little nostalgic of everyone being in the house and cooking at the same time. It made my heart warm. Yeah. It really did. I was like, everyone's just having a good time. It reminded me of what I enjoyed about being a kid. And I was like, I want more. I want more of this.
That's
great.
know.
I got a taste of what it was like to have a normal adult connection with your family and enjoy it. I mean, maybe it's common for a lot of people, but I have not had the best time as an adult with my family. So
I think it's probably more common in our community than not, just because we are oftentimes at odds with our families on how we're living our lives. A lot of people are just set in their ways, which I think you proved to them this weekend by just saying, let's try something a little different. Let's put in a little bit of effort and see how much you can get out of it. Like you said, you didn't really do that much craziness.
At all. I just did something different from what we normally do, and everyone loved it. And it all paid off. And I'm like, more of that, please.
That's great.
So now there's a shift, I hope, an upward trajectory, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of good vibes within my family and wanting to try new things. And I want to keep that going.
That's awesome.
So they were like, we should come back at least once a month at the end of every Sunday. And I'm like, if I'm open, yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
I want to, but if other things come where I have to, it happens to be on that last Sunday, then it's give and take.
Well, you're busy these days.
I am.
This is maybe the busiest you've been since we've been living together for 6 years.
Oh, 1,000%. And I am tired.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell just by looking at me. I walked in and you were like, girl,
For
are you
sure.
okay? And I was like, does it really show?
It does. Yeah. I'm kidding. I'm
Okay,
kidding.
girly. I was throwing shade to myself. You didn't have to agree.
No,
also, I've been saying girly and diva a lot.
Yeah.
And mama. Like, what?
Is Drag Race finally...
Drag Race is catching up to
Yeah.
me. I'm pretty sure I got the gay cold. I don't know what's going on. I think I've been around too many gays as of lately. Not that I'm not, but like... There's a gay in my life who says mama a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like one of those things where I was kind of just like having fun with it. Like, that's so funny, mama. And now I can't stop saying it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, ugh.
Yeah.
Please, somebody put me down. Please put me down. Please. I don't want to talk like this.
When you say there's a gay in your life, who
Oh,
says
yes.
that? Yeah.
There's a gay in my life who talks like that.
Right. Is that anybody I know or...
No.
No. So it's not someone you're dating.
Not someone I'm dating.
Yeah.
No. If someone I was dating was talking like that all the time and I started talking like that all the time, I'd be like, okay, something has to change.
Well, that kind of leads into what we were going to talk about today,
And
which
what
is reasons to swipe left on someone on dating profiles.
Oh, which you've been doing a lot of.
I've been swiping left. Not a lot. I'm actually kind of getting over it.
Are you on dating apps?
I am, but I'm feeling very apathetic about it lately. It used to be that if I matched with someone, I was very eager to have a conversation because if I'm going to match with you, there's some kind of interest there. And if I match with you, I will message you first. I will take the initiative and do that. And I'll still do that. But I just am dragging my feet on responding these days because I'm very good at responding to texts, like usually within the hour if I'm not busy. And I'm just kind of like, meh. But just the dating scene in general, particularly the online dating scene in general, it's not that has necessarily gotten me down, but there's just a lot of reasons to swipe left these days. And I think it's just as I've gotten older and I know exactly what I want and what I don't want.
I've been trying to tell you, people become more repulsive as you get older. Exhibit A.
Yeah.
I'm joking. You're not repulsive at all.
No, but people are repulsive to me.
True.
Yeah.
The idea of other people and getting to learn someone from
Yeah.
scratch again and just like all their quirks and all the things that make them them
Yeah.
can be fun, but can also be exhausting.
It can
especially
be.
if y'all are on two different pages and
Right.
all of it is kind of giving you the same thing that you're not looking for.
Yeah, exactly. Well, part of it for me, and I'm sure a lot of people who are on dating apps can attest to this, but a lot of it is just people don't know how to present themselves. And maybe they're doing the best job that they possibly can, but as a marketer, I market products, I market services, I market people as well. As a marketer, like I look at people's profiles and I'm just like, you're committing these cardinal sins of marketing by not doing certain things or by doing things the wrong way. For example, one of the things that drives me crazy, and it's such a simple thing, is like when you post your photos, you do not have your photo first and foremost. Like you've got your dog or the last meal that you ate or sunset, or even worse, you put yourself in a group of 10 people. Like which one are you?
That's
exactly.
a little crazy. The group of people is a little crazy.
So,
but like, I love a little doggy on a screen.
No,
I love a little food moment on the table.
I do
and
too.
especially if you made it or you're saying you're gonna take me to this kind of vibe, like, sure,
but not
show
your
me.
first photo. That should be throw the dog in there for sure.
True.
If you've got a great dog,
True.
like lead, and especially like lead with a great photo to start with, and also have several photos.
Yeah.
Obviously, 4 or 5 photos
I agree.
minimum.
Not everyone is as confident though, but they should be.
Well,
You should at least be confident and happy with who you are. And if
Yeah.
you are looking to mingle with somebody, then yes,
Yeah.
definitely post that first picture first of yourself. But maybe some people are just very insecure or not as confident as how they present themselves. So maybe they add some of their interests first that means so much to them as their first couple of pictures.
in the marketing business, you have a small window of opportunity to hook someone. And
he said, "Get me addicted." In that first picture. Hello. Okay.
yeah, honestly, yes. I mean, that's what we're doing. We are selling ourselves.
It's almost like I'm the old man here, like getting excited about food and freaking dogs, and you're like, "Show me your face."
Yeah. Well, as consumers, we
Yes,
all understand this, that if we are not hooked right away, especially in this day and age, then people are just going to either literally or figuratively swipe left.
For sure.
So you have a window of opportunity to hook someone, and if you don't do it right off the bat, there's a problem. But also, like, make sure you have enough photos. For example, 4 or 5 photos minimum. Make sure that they're not all from the exact same. Yeah, write it down. Take a list.
He's got standards right now. He's got qualifications you need to hit.
I absolutely do. I'm sure you do too. But if you're uploading your 4 or 5 photos, make sure they're not all from the same day, like in the same outfit. Throw some variety in there.
Some people are just really feeling themselves in that outfit. What if they just love that shirt? I'm just trying to be the devil's advocate right now. I like to see like both sides and maybe just.
But on the flip side of that, also
have less clothes.
No. But on the flip side of having the exact same look, make sure that you aren't showing photos that are like 5 years apart. Like, show within the last year or two at least. So if you've got like long hair in one photo and then like super short hair in another photo and facial hair in one and not in the other, like, just show what's representative of how you currently look versus what you may have looked like a decade ago. I mean, not just from the false advertising standpoint, but just like, who are you? Like, what vibe are you giving off right now?
Are people catfishing and scamming you, saying 10 years difference?
No, I don't think so.
Well, I haven't been on any dating apps, but I have been seeing someone. That's why I haven't been on the dating apps. And it's been going very well. And I'm kind of glad that I'm not on dating apps, because all of this sounds like things I do not miss. I think we need to come back to like setting people up. It's 2025. We all know good people. Why aren't we just, if you have 2 friends that are single and gay, fuck it. Hey, have you met this person? Y'all should go on a date. Just go on a date. See what's up.
I mean, straight girls try to do that all the time.
I know, but why not? Why? See, this is why gay guys are too selfish. They're too stingy. They don't want to. They don't want to be matchmakers. They don't want to be like, oh my god, you should meet my friend. But we should be doing that. Why don't we?
Well,
I don't hear any gay people setting any gay people up ever. Have you heard of that?
I've done it.
Name them.
Well, they're not together anymore.
So maybe that's why it doesn't
But
work.
I had multiple long-term couples that had met. I always take credit for things, and maybe I shouldn't. Exactly. They met because I invited both of them to a party.
I'm glad you're so self-aware now.
Oh, I'm always self-aware. I'm very aware that I take credit for things I shouldn't. But, yeah, I mean, obviously an in-person situation is the ideal.
I think we should try to start doing that more often. Like, yeah, maybe that one didn't work out, but they swung. And how many people do we know that are on dating apps just looking and looking and looking and looking and still not satisfied? It's like, why not just find 2 friends that you think might be compatible and be like, hey, y'all should just go on a date. It doesn't hurt to try it. See what y'all might be interested in. I think there should be a new wave. It's 2025. Social media is not becoming safe anymore. It needs to be word of mouth. If we're having 10-year difference of posts, if we're having things that are adding up.
I mean, that's always going to be the case. People online are always going to misrepresent exactly who they are. They're not just going to put enough effort into representing themselves, which I think is just kind of my whole point of all of this, is that people aren't necessarily giving a lot of thought into their online dating profile. And maybe it's just not that important to them, but it comes across as I'm just a little lazy about this, and therefore that might be indicative of how they kind of lead their life or their romantic life in general. So that's why I'm kind of like harping on a lot of these things. And it's, as someone who's very, very detail oriented and very detail focused, I put a lot of thought into most things that I do.
Yeah.
And a dating online profile is no different for me. So when I see people don't put a lot of thought into it, to me, it's a bit of a red flag in general. So it's like, well, if you're not putting enough thought into this.
So what would be your advice to someone, because I kind of fall into this category, to someone who doesn't like taking a lot of pictures and maybe is more interested in taking pictures of food or dogs or whatever, but they're still a great person? Like, I don't like taking a lot of pictures of myself. I really take a lot of pictures of myself. Even when I'm in group settings, I'm like, I should. It's good things to do, but I'm more in the moment to where I'm not like, oh, here, let's take a picture. Oh, here, let's take a picture. I kind of just like to vibe it out. So what advice do you give to someone who is that? Because I can't give that advice, because that's literally me.
Yeah.
I'm that person who doesn't take pictures.
I think it's like anything that you do when you're putting yourself out there. You just have to put a conscious effort into every aspect of what you're doing. Again, as a marketer, we are marketing ourselves. We are advertising ourselves to a large audience, searching just for one buyer. Well, maybe some people are looking for more than one buyer, but me, I'm looking for one buyer. And like, how do I hook them? And just think about the stuff that hooks you in your daily life when you're, whatever you're looking to purchase.
Food. Dogs.
Okay. Yeah. What brings you in when you're looking at dog photos? And obviously, you got to have the photos. You got to have some cute photos. So you got to think to yourself, like, if I'm really interested in a relationship, how do I present myself? And it's not about creating a false narrative or anything. It's like, how do I show my true self through this online profile? So yeah, it may mean that you got to take your phone and do some uncomfortable selfies, or when you're out with your friends, make that extra effort to, hey, will you take a photo of us? Because there's nothing wrong with having a friend in your profile photo on your online dating app, but you just need to put some thought into it. And it's the same, like, if you don't have a bio on your, like, why don't you have a bio? Like, are you wanting someone to date you, or are you not wanting someone to date you? Because if you are looking for a partner, a boyfriend, short-term, long-term, whatever it is, like, don't you need to tell somebody who you are, what you're about? Like, are you just going to swipe right on someone not knowing anything about them? So I think a lot of it is putting your best foot forward, but also thinking about what you look for when you would swipe right on someone. And you're not going to swipe right on someone who, and again, this is just my level of detail, like someone who wears a baseball cap in every single one of their photos. To me, that says you're bald, or you're losing your hair, which is fine. Like, I don't have any issue with that. But like, you need to show who you are in your dating profile.
Bald men to take their hat off.
Yes, take your hat off, and don't feel
Would you tell a drag queen to take their hair off? Take your wig off.
Not if they're presenting as a drag queen.
Well, maybe they're presenting as a bald man who wants to wear a cap.
Yeah, I think that is an example of one of many things. Another example is, like, if you're only showing your face, like, you're not showing what kind of build you have. And again, like, I don't have any problem with someone who's bald. I don't have any issue with someone who might be shorter or taller or heavier or skinnier. But like, we need to have this physical attraction, right? So we need to know what the person looks like. And if you're hiding it, if every single photo is just like your forehead cut off and top, like, you're probably are bald or have a receding hairline, and that's fine. Own it, because that can be very sexy. You got to lean into not only your strengths, but your weak, quote unquote, weaknesses also. Don't try to hide something, because it's going to become very apparent when you meet this person for the first time.
Y'all heard it here first. Daniel said, if you're bald, out yourself. Out yourself. Into the streets. Go out bald. Do not wear a cap.
I was with a bald man for 11 years.
He's bald? First of all, I've never have even seen this man's ex, so all I hear is the name. And I never expected him to be bald.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It's a good thing you left.
Yeah. No.
I'm joking. Nothing against bald men. I'm a little triggered by bald men because my dad's bald and he's... So that's why I have those feelings. I know there's a lot of great bald people out there, but I low-key get triggered. So that's why I'm throwing the shade in regards to your ex being bald.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. Believe me, he needs all the shade he can get. Just not about the baldness. It's fine. But another thing is again, like, just present your true authentic self. Like, another reason that I would swipe left is if someone is using an excessive amount of filters on their photos to where it's just like almost a blur across their face. Like, we can tell that you're using a filter. Right?
I mean, you can tell. Obviously, you can
Yes.
tell when something is heavily filtered, sure.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. And I get if you are not confident in yourself, and that those are the reasons you're doing these things. You're wearing the cap, you're using the filters, you're only taking one pose every single time. It's always from one side, one angle, same look, same smile, and everything. I understand why people would do that. However, we as a consumer, the buyers here, we see that, and it's a bit of a red flag. Like, what are they hiding from us? Because if you're hiding your physical characteristics, like, what else are you going to be hiding from me?
But also, if that is you being confident and you're okay with it, then that's it. And maybe somebody will find you in that way. But if you are feeling insecure and you're doing all those things and posting those things because you're insecure, then be more confident and try to become more confident.
Yeah.
Is what I'm really trying to say.
Which is easier said than done, granted.
For sure. But should you be on a dating app if you're not content with yourself?
You should be dating yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. So,
Yep.
like, maybe if you don't have that confidence to post yourself and build those things, then maybe work on that.
Yeah.
And then try a different approach on the dating apps.
And
it might work.
Right. That's good advice across the board. If you are not in love with yourself, and I don't mean that in an egotistical sort of way where you think you're just the shit, but if you don't love yourself, if you don't love even your flaws,
Yeah.
like, take the time to work on that. And
Yeah.
it is hard work.
Oh, for
But
sure.
if you cannot look in the mirror and, like, love what you see and understand not just the physical aspects, but love what's on the inside as well, like, take the time to work on that.
I think the last time I was on a dating app, you're honestly probably talking about my profile pic. Did you come across my profile pic now that I think about it? I have like 3, if I'm thinking correctly. It was at the point where I started growing out my hair and I kept it on till my hair was definitely longer. So I think I do have a picture with my hair like medium length and then longer. And then there's probably one that is more shorter than normal. I thought I had a good bio. At least I think I did. I talked about things that I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
I talked about things that I like to eat and places where you might catch me.
Great.
Bing, bing, bing. But I am also someone who doesn't take a lot of pictures. So that's why I did have 3 different things. But I'm also someone that's content with that. And if the person that likes it, what's meant to be will be for you. And I just put what I got. And I did not meet the person I'm seeing right now through a dating app. I'll say that much.
There you go.
So maybe it didn't work through there. So maybe don't take my advice for the dating app profile pic or setup. But maybe take it from the marketing expert over here.
Yeah. Well, okay, so those are kind of generalities of why we might swipe left. But do you have any specifics? Things that are like turnoffs for you that you see on dating profiles or saw on dating profiles that you would swipe left?
So cliche, and it's you see this even rarely in the gay community, but it's still there. When somebody posts themselves holding a fish,
Yeah.
I'm like, you see it less in the gay community, but there's still some gays
I've
out
seen
there
it,
holding
yeah.
fish, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what are we doing holding fish in 2025?
Yeah.
Are you saying it's bigger than what you got down there, my buddy? What's going on? Are you saying you can hold a big fish? Are you looking to hold a big fish? What are you throwing out here? So to me, that's an automatic left. Unless he has a mustache, then that might change the story.
Oh, God.
I love a good mustache.
I know.
Anywho, no, I'd probably still swipe left if there was a fish. But another turn off would probably be if a lot of their pictures are out in nightlife.
Yeah.
To me, that's a laugh.
Yeah.
If like there's always drinks around in your pictures or something, I'm like, too much party for me, at least.
Some of the apps allow you to include certain things like Hinge, like what do you do on the weekends? And if it says partying or out at the club or whatever, I immediately would be left because like I don't mind going out every once in a while, but that's not my lifestyle. So your lifestyle and my lifestyle are not going to match.
Yeah, another left for me is if they would post a lot of elitist stuff, like luxury things. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't mind it, but like, that's not my lifestyle. Like,
Yeah.
is it good? That's not my lifestyle. I've been poor most of my life. I don't come from anything. I still go thrift shopping for my clothes. Like, that is what I do.
Yeah.
So if you are coming from a place of money, you might look at me differently just from first appearance and first meeting me. But in reality, I probably got more to offer than you do, honey boo.
And if somebody's posting those kind of photos, it feels like their values may not align with your values.
Very much material. Like if you're coming off very materialistic, it's a left for me.
Right.
I need a little granola or naturey vibes or something that just shows me that you're down to have a little empathetic talk.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. For me, a left is if you're a smoker or if you have a photo with a cigarette on you in your lips between your fingers.
Change that wording, girl, because smoking ain't all bad, but tobacco.
The cigarettes.
For you. I know the cigarettes are just.
It's just the kissing someone who just smoked a cigarette is just
it's a choice.
The grossest things
it's
ever.
It's a choice. Just y'all. I'm not one to push nicotine, but if you want nicotine or that sense that you get from tobacco, just do a vape. At least you get flavor.
Well,
at least you get something that's not lingering around completely. Not that I'm promoting that. Except in your lungs. Yeah. Girl, that's a different story for another day.
Yeah. But another one for me is if they have on their profile that they're conservative or if they're not political at all, that's an immediate left for me. And sometimes even if they just say moderate, sometimes I just continue. I'm looking for liberal on their profile. And if they don't even have it, like Hinge, for example, it allows you to say what your political views are. And if someone has left it off, to me, that means that they're not political or they're conservative. So I might just swipe left on that as well. So I'm definitely not interested in someone whose political views don't align with mine. I'm sure you feel the same way about that.
1,000%. I mean, I am one to talk about anything and can get down to reasoning, but if you're leaning conservative all the way, you're getting the chop for me.
Yeah.
As well. Left.
Yeah. This one may sound a little petty, but to me it's not. If someone is too tall, I'm going to swipe left. If you're over 6 foot, just because I'm 5'9", and like that differential when you're trying to like be romantic and intimate with somebody, that's a lot.
Imagine how I feel. Imagine how I feel. You're 5'9" and you're complaining about a 6 foot man. I'm 5'6", and I've conquered mountains as high as 6'4", without any hesitation, with cuddles after, and kisses.
You're a rock climber, is what I'm hearing.
Sure, we'll call it that. We will call it a rock climber. Yes,
yeah.
It's not that hard, but I get everyone to each his own.
Yeah. It's just that you have to work on the dynamics. Like they need to be sitting down or something. Like you can't just be standing. Right?
What do you mean I'm having a conversation with them sitting down as I'm standing up completely? No.
No, I'm talking about if you're making out with somebody. Like you can't make out with somebody when they're standing and you're standing.
Well, we're all sitting, you're laying.
You got to sit them down.
I'll be sitting too. It works. It works. I promise.
I think you understand what I'm saying, though. The puzzle pieces.
Could you show me? Actually, what would happen if you had a 6 foot man over and you just had to be proportional about it?
If we had a 6 foot man here, I would demonstrate.
I could call one. You know a couple of 6 foot men.
I do.
Bring them.
Yeah. Well, okay. We'll hit the pause button and be right back after these messages. Yeah. It's just like when two puzzle pieces don't quite fit. That's my thing. It's not something that if I found the perfect person that I would throw them out because they were 6'1".
Yeah.
But it's just not someone who I would immediately go for.
Yeah. One time this guy who I was messaging on Grindr back in the day, he was looking at our height difference. And he was like, honestly, I'm down to meet up, but I'm a little hesitant. And I'm like, what do you mean? And then he's like, well, our height difference is there's quite a height difference there. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. But like, trust me, like there will be no problem. Done.
No problem.
No problem. A wrap.
Yeah.
It's about what you do and how you do it. Height doesn't matter. Height doesn't matter, people. You hear this? But, oh my God. But everyone does have their preferences.
Yes.
And you just don't like men that are extremely tall. Because it's a lot to handle. I get it. I get it. Leave it for your short kings.
Yeah, exactly. I will turn him over to you. Probably one of the biggest ones for me to swipe left is when someone doesn't know what they're looking for. And again, this is one of those options on Hinge when they're asking, what are you looking for in terms of like long-term relationship, monogamy, all these kind of things. And if someone says, I don't know on that, well, what are you doing on a dating app? If you don't know what kind of date relationship you want to go on, be in, why are you here? Like, it is a waste of my time to go on a date with you while you're still figuring out what kind of relationship you want to be in.
Obviously, dating apps are used for a bunch of different things.
Sure.
But if you're looking for a relationship and someone is wanting to meet up with you who is still figuring it out, it's probably not a match. I was always on Tinder, at least, because I know that's an option there. I definitely was always clicking long, open to short.
Sure. Well, how about any petty swipe lefts? Like there are legitimate reasons why you would swipe left. There's legitimate reasons why people in general would swipe left. But are there any like petty reasons that you've swiped left on someone before?
I don't think so. I'm not a petty person, Daniel. You, on the other hand, I'm sure you got a list.
Is it just me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. What do I gotta be petty for swiping left for some petty reason? But go ahead and tell us your petty reasons of why you swipe left.
Well, one petty reason, which I don't think is really that petty, is if you have the same name as an ex.
Oh,
particularly
triggered.
an ex that I was with for a long time, the 11-year person. Like, I don't want someone with that name in my life anymore.
I get it. Yeah. Honestly, I could think of a name I would swipe left to.
Yeah.
Now that you bring that up, if I saw a name,
Some people have brought just such negative energy into our lives that we just associate the negative stuff with that name
makes sense.
Now and forever. And yeah, so I'm gonna swipe left on that.
I agree with you.
That
That's reasonable. I don't think that's petty.
Okay.
You know, names carry weight.
They do.
Names carry weight, and sometimes a lot of the people with the same names have the same great energy.
Yeah.
But also, some people with the same names have the same chaotic energy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
if it checks out, swipe left.
Yeah. Yeah. I've also swiped left on 2 different people profiles in the last week, and they both had taken photos with the same person.
So it's 2 different people with the same friend.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And this person I know, the friend I know in real life, and I don't think he's that great of a person. And I'm not being...
So anytime you see this guy in a picture, if they're around him,
so it's a left.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
If I knew someone chaotic and they were in a picture with somebody, that would probably be a flag for me.
It's not being petty towards this individual person friend. Like, he has done some really negative things to a lot of friends of mine.
Yeah.
So I don't view him as a quality character, and maybe he's changed recently.
Mean gays do exist. Chaotic mean gays do exist. That's why there's funny skits about them.
Yes.
So like,
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. So if you're friends with someone who I know has not treated people well, then I'm thinking that you might not be that nice of a person either. So that's a left.
Unless you feel like you can fix him.
God, no. I'm done with trying to fix.
You did love a good project. Maybe someday you'll get another project again.
No. Yeah, if it comes to me ready to go, if it's an A+ project in the box, sure, let's do it. Otherwise,
A+ project.
A+.
He wants it all the way basically done. Minor adjustments.
Yep. My last petty swipe left. This one maybe is a bit petty. And again, it's just because like I work in marketing and I work with words all day long. And if you spell you are as Y-O-U-R instead of Y-O-U''re, or one of the theirs and the wrong way, I'm probably gonna swipe left on that one.
Daniel, I've told you this multiple times because I fall into that category sometimes. Most of America is illiterate.
I know.
So like you're gonna get some misspells. Doesn't mean you have to settle for it, but like if they mean no harm, it's okay that you're dumb. It's okay that you're dumb. Just because you're dumb doesn't mean you're not a good person.
And I do love a pretty dumb
some
man.
people just don't know how to spell. It's not my strong suit.
But
speaking's barely my strong suit.
Yeah.
So like sometimes my grammar comes out wrong and I'll stand by it.
But if you're going to be spelling things wrong, you really need to shine in other areas. So just take notes. If you can't do a spell check on your profile.
I upped everything else up because I know I'm dumb.
You're not dumb.
I'm not dumb, but I'm not the smartest when it comes to book smart things. If I put in the effort, obviously I can do it. But like, I got other things to worry about than spelling something right.
Sure.
Or saying something correctly. If I offend somebody, obviously I'll learn and correct myself. But
yeah,
that's just how I live. 5% illiterate.
Well, that's better than the majority of folks out there these
days.
Yeah.
Anywho, I'm ready to swipe left on you for this conversation.
Okay. I'm going to swipe left on you as well.
Good. I won't be offended. You know, my profile picture probably doesn't fit what you're looking for based off of what you describe.
Well,
so
given what I know of you, I would be swiping left anyway. So,
y'all, he's kidding. I'm a great person.
But as a roommate, swipe right.
And if you see this man, that's so sweet. I was about to say something sweet too. I was about to say something sweet as well. I was gonna say if you see this man on Tinder or any dating profile picture, you should swipe right. Especially if it's someone catfishing him. I'm joking. Definitely swipe right if you see this man. He's great, and you would be lucky to have a man like this in your life.
Thank you.
But great episode.
Thank
Love
you.
chatting with you.
Yeah, likewise.
Subscribe.
Give us a like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.